Nice, nice cold open. Cold open success. It is happening. I've got a wrist donut. I'm not even going to give you a chance to question it. I want to point out right away.
Wrist donut.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
For those people that are at the very beginning, they get the sneak preview of the...
Don't want to miss that.
Wrist
donut.
No. There's fashion adventure that you missed. If
Don't y'all wish y'all donut like me?
Y'all ready for this? Right. Cold open. Success.
Yeah,
all right.
get
It's
it.
real. It's happening. We're actually, you know?
Totally real, totally scripted, cold open.
Real, totally. That's right. We're here.
We made it.
Greasy Conversation is happening before your eyes.
That's as excited as you're going to hear me fucking ever.
Yeah. We're at 60% excitement for you today. Look out. I don't know if you can even handle it. I don't know if we've even showed you more than 40% before.
I'm like barely 22% right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Together, we're at 60% because I'm not getting over 40.
Yeah, that's true.
I set that standard. I got to maintain it. I can't give you guys unrealistic expectations.
Dude, what if that was like a normal thing where everyone like knew what percentage excited they were?
With
It's
a
just like
gauge
a
on the
social
screen.
thing. And it's like you got to go out to a bar and it's like, I don't know, man. You're not really looking excited enough, dog. You're only like 60%, dog. We're going out, man.
Do I see 62 hovering above your head? Because that
Right.
percentage is not acceptable.
Yo, you think you're gonna pick up any ladies at 62%, dog?
Like 120%, like that language is 110%. That's out the window.
Right.
We're doing our best to get humanity up there in the 70s.
Just, nice even number. You don't want to go too far, you want to be too low.
No. Anyway, welcome everybody. It's real. You're listening to Greasy Conversation, the talk show of dank news on RadioVegas.rocks, where we do deep dives in news that you've probably heard about other places. So if you hear it from us and you hadn't heard of it, we caught you up just in time. You should be grateful. We're that last filter that catches the final things to get you sick dipping in your pool of knowledge and life experience. We're pool filters for the soul. Grimy.
Yeah, nice. All right.
Oh, we got a new wall. I'd like to thank the new
yeah.
wall
Thank
in
the
the
walls.
studio for
Yeah.
helping separate it into 2 rooms. And if you're just listening, greasyconversation.com to see the new wall in person, and also check out our news document where there's links to our sources.
Yeah. All right, I got a nice little rabbit hole
Uh-oh.
to go down. So, we just generally, I feel, live in a very conspiratorial age, right?
True that.
Like, there's a conspiracy theory for goddamn everything, man.
And then there's actual conspiracies that have been revealed to be not even theoretical anymore.
Yeah, which is like another layer. Well, it's like, what if, like, say the CIA, who fucking knows, we're like, okay, they're catching on to these real, like, clandestine operations that we're doing. Let's just start spreading, like, bullshit out there.
Yeah.
And then everyone will believe it, and then no one knows anything. Like, everything's a conspiracy theory, everything's fake.
That's the thing. You get these false flag things, too. So it just discredits a whole thing when it's like a false thing, discrediting the other thing. You know what I'm talking about.
So this one. All right, so this guy, William Mullally, I guess he's, what did they say? I can't remember now. I just read this too. But anyway. But anyway, so he puts up a tweet. He says, a friend who's fully into the COVID conspiracy sent me this post that says, Captain America predicted the coronavirus outbreak in 2011. And while it's obviously BS, I started fixating on that circled image on the right. So it's a scene from the Captain America movie. And it's a scene where he's in Times Square, New York. Just him, not just as Captain America. And over his shoulder, on one side is a Corona beer. And then on the other side is what looks like could be a virus. It's like a common, picture of what we like represent viruses as, or what you see like any drawings of viruses look kind of like this, right? It could pass as that, like a sphere with little things coming off of it, all evenly, all like like
Yeah,
it's
it has like dangle balls on sticks.
Yeah, it's almost like a koosh ball, but not as many kooshes.
Yeah, we'll see it on screen in just a second.
Yeah.
I'm pulling it up right now.
So, Anyway, so he's gonna try to get to the bottom of this, right?
Oh yeah.
And the and then the image that's going around with the caption is from the 2011 film Captain America: The First Avenger. Behind his right shoulder, a Corona beer, and on his left, the image of a coronavirus in New York City. Let that sink in, right? So he looks into it, and he actually does a little digging and finds that the date when that scene was shot, when they did shooting in New York. Couldn't find any better images, so eventually he had a buddy. He just started like scouring YouTube videos. Or they found a better image of it, a clearer image of the screen, and then still couldn't figure out what it is, right? So then they just start watching random YouTube videos of Times Square in that month and year, just to like, he just wants to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, like was this already there or?
Yeah, so he did find it. They found a clear picture of Times Square that catches that billboard from that time period that the movie was shot. And then so you scroll all the way down to the bottom, and it's just an ad for fucking spaghetti, dude.
Oh, that virus. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's the virus there circled in red.
Yeah.
Folks, just making sure you can see. And then here, it's a little better. Let's see. There's a giant Ford. Ooh,
so then you scroll down, and they find a even larger one. So that's one that's still not clear.
Okay.
So you can't see like the label of what company it is or anything. And then that's the image they found from a YouTube video where you can see it clearly. And then down at the bottom is the payoff.
Oh, it is definitely pasta.
It's a fucking spaghetti ad.
Pasta confirmed. Wow, the detective work.
Right?
This is so cool.
Yeah, it's hilarious, dude. Well, just like, I mean, this really, I mean, I'm sure this image is probably spread around Facebook like wildfire, and it's like people are taking it seriously. And it's like, dude, it's fucking spaghetti.
Here's another problem here. If people were more aware of how flawed the brain is as far as confirmation bias, especially of pattern recognition, it's not a statistical impossibility that there would be an ad for Corona beer and an ad that happened to be some American healthcare thing where you can have ads for medicine and stuff in America that would have a picture of a virus on it. These are two common enough things that for them to both occur in frame. Somewhere like Times Square, it's almost a statistical inevitability. So like people take these things that like there's totally a chance of it happening, and they think like, oh, the coin had heads 11 times in a row. That means God's real.
Yeah.
It's like jumping to conclusions with things that are just, that's how statistics is. If something's possible, then enough times it is for sure.
Will eventually happen.
Yeah.
Even though we might not be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's the thing, like understanding, even like I was just telling Waz before the show, even just like questioning yourself. And like I've started doing that more recently is like if I think something's true or I see an article, and I know a lot of us do it, we just check out headlines and shit. Everyone does it. Just admit it to yourself and read some fucking articles. And then you realize like a lot of shit is just bullshit.
Yeah, it's like worth double checking things because you can get on a string with, okay, perfect example, language of things. Like there's a microcontroller I want to use, and I'm looking at these stats and I'm like, oh, this one has more memory, it's faster, it's totally for sure better. And then I pick it up and I realize that just because it has a USB port on it doesn't mean that port can do anything. So I get this little brain and I'm all psyched to use it for these things, and it has this like dumb crippled USB port that won't work as a mouse or a MIDI controller or anything. It's just for power only. So like you just look at the wrong things and you think, oh, for sure this is a this thing, and it's not a that thing at all. And all these things will confirm it's that if you don't actually, if you're not like distracted by those things, it's hard to see what it doesn't do that you totally thought.
Yeah, because like people's brains, like the brain likes to be right about shit.
Yes.
Like everyone's brain does. And if you're more aware of that and like willing to question yourself and just assume that like, and not like trust like all the media you see, because a lot of it has an agenda.
Yeah, I wish people knew schizophrenia is a spectrum, and everyone has a weaker grasp on reality than they realize they do. And there's certain things that you might associate with a certain flavor of schizophrenia that will sneak up on everyone. A really, really common one is the idea that, like, there's someone planting things, or that there's signs that point to something that are hidden, when really thinking about it more rationally, where is the motivation? Like, who's got the time with all the money that's barely covering effects budgets that are barely being met on time with Marvel's strict scheduling?
Yeah.
To go and change something blurry in the background like that. And, like, who's it supposed to be assigned to anybody? Like, is that supposed to be some person trying to get a hidden message out there to, like, protect us or warn us or something? Because it's, like, the dumbest, weakest warning imaginable.
Yeah. Or, like, and even if you think about it, like, what if you're just going down the street one way and you only see, like, one of those ads? Like, you just see the Corona beer ad.
Yeah.
And, like, do you not get the whole picture? Like, is this only for the Captain America movie that this
Yeah.
image is for? Like, yeah, there's so many questions that just don't even, like...
Where the motivation is just, like, way weak, but if you're in confirmation bias town, it's, like, all there.
Yeah.
And that can happen to anyone. You could be, like, low on sleep. You could be not eating weird. I mean, definitely eating weird. You know, things where blood sugar, all kinds of things. And, yeah, watch.
Well,
watch
plus,
out.
like part of the appeal of conspiracies is that they're almost like fun in a way.
Yeah, that's a thing.
And
that's
they
a
give
layer
you-
too. This is fun.
Yeah, and they give you like feeling like you're in a small group
Yeah.
that like has some special information. You have secret information that no one knows. And you know, it's unbelievable that they don't realize that of course the earth is flat, because scientists want to make sure that all the kids think it's a sphere, because
But having something like that that's bigger than yourself, that you feel like you have as like a private, special, personal knowledge, is so delicious and so underrated. And with the weaning away from religion that people are doing, people are missing out and literally having like a hole in the soul that used to always have a thing there. Even before, a community would be there also, that's difficult to have as much of. And so you're losing out on social things that help like confirm your reality.
yeah.
And there's an isolation that sneaks up on you. And I know, like, my own pride, it's hard to admit stuff like that. It's hard to admit when I'm like realizing I'm just feeling a little extra paranoid and spooked out, not seeing people as much for a spell.
Or if
something
like if I get in the mood where I'm like, oh no, I'm right about this.
yeah.
Which a lot of us, I mean, I do it. I know that's like a fault of mine. And so I have to like make sure to like question myself extra.
Yeah, because you get married to an idea sometimes.
Yeah, totally. Switch that shit up.
Like,
All
it's so hard for me to admit when Chevy comes out with a good product.
I can get that, yeah.
Yeah, or like the Jeep Trackhawk. It's like genuinely good. And there's like the whole Cherokee line has like got a pretty good history. It's just like I get a weird flavor in my mouth of like
But it's
gross
like-
saying that.
It's like one of those brands. Like I have like products or brands where I just like shit on.
Yeah.
Just kind of, it's like funny to me, you know? Like I
I'm
don't really
terrible
care.
with like religiousizing brands.
But you just like shit on them so much that it's almost like default, and they come out with something good. You're like, oh,
Damn it.
it almost, yeah, it hurts.
Yeah. It's like,
Oh,
oh,
shit hurts.
there's a lot of people that work at that company, and some of them care.
Right.
And it's generally the ones that get paid more and have been doing it longer.
Yeah.
So when it's a more expensive product by them, it makes sense that it might suck less than the cheap products I was judging.
Right.
Against
Yeah.
Toyota's cheap projects, but like Toyota's like champion of cheap stuff that lasts still.
Forever, yeah.
But it's
totally.
still popped together plastic.
Yeah.
So it's like either way around. Yeah. And like there's some shitty Fords too, and that's hard for me to
I think it's
but
hard for everyone.
It is. I mean,
Plus,
there's that
yeah.
whole the whole era. There's like the whole
Yeah.
dark ages of American cars.
Right.
Anyway. And now we're at the tail end of like a dark ages of German cars, where like late 90s into the 2000s, Mercedes just dropped like flies. They had biodegradable wiring that was disintegrating.
Oh,
Just
damn.
Tons of stupid stuff.
Crazy.
So yeah, like Germany had their falling later, and
Yeah.
people are just now looking historically back to like, wow, don't
That's
get
funny.
those eras of Mercedes at all.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, quick shout out to Buck. What's up, Buck? And John Bonham Fox, man. Good to see you, man.
Nice. Thanks for popping
What
in,
up? Hope you guys are doing well, man. Surviving, dude.
Yeah, glad to have you.
Yeah. All right. Another quick thing about coronavirus, just to squash some misinformation. Apparently, there's like things floating around about different cures, quote unquote miracle cures, which include drinking bleach,
Yeah.
consuming cow dung,
Confirmed, don't do these.
and urine, drinking camel pee with lime.
With lime, though.
Yeah. So look, just don't ever drink bleach ever. Don't ever drink urine.
Don't ever.
Don't ever eat shit. Like, what? I can't believe I'm saying this shit. Like, there are some people, some adults on planet Earth who just need to know, like, that shit ain't good, dog.
Yeah, there's no, like, country in the world where culturally they eat shit all the time and they
Yeah.
live longer. That's not a thing.
Yeah. No. And I know there was, like, it pops up every once in a while, like, there's the health craze of, like, drinking your own urine is supposed to be, like, the key to vitality and strength and all this shit.
Yeah,
But
it comes up, like, in these flurries of
Yeah.
completely nothing backing it.
Yeah, but no, that's totally not true. And just drinking. I mean, if you like the taste, you do you, man.
Yeah.
You know, but it ain't gonna cure jack shit.
See what urine does in a Brita filter and report back. Because I really want to know,
Oh, dude.
but I don't want to put any effort into knowing.
Yeah, I don't want to like waste.
Yeah, I don't want to wreck it. 'Cause I'm not going to drink from
Get
it.
a picture.
Or maybe I will want to drink from it. Maybe it's fantastic.
Right.
You let me know.
Yeah.
That we're farming out some stuff. Yeah, we'll give you a RadioVegas.rocks t-shirt if you make a short video letting us know how Brita piss is.
Yo,
Like, you don't even have to really do it if you do a convincing enough explanation of what it was like for
dude,
you.
I want to see that shit in like rap videos. Just pouring like a Brita filter full of, like, but it's got to be like piss after they drank like Cristal or something, you know, and then that's
Double
what
Cristal.
that's what you're pouring out. Yeah.
Supposedly, that's a great way to filter meth, to have a better meth experience. Once it's become pee, it's like
I did hear about that
cleaner.
a while back. Yeah, that there's some areas where they like collect their meth pee and then use that to get high again, or for other people to get high. Yeah, man.
God bless them.
Holy shit.
This episode. All right. We've got, you really should double check anything that we tell you and
Oh,
not
yeah.
take this as factual. But if we're like warning you against something, you should probably be like extra warned.
Yeah.
Because if it's even like us needing to, like, if we're skeptical, you should be extra
hello.
skeptical.
Yeah. So I'm skeptical about my own existence. All right.
Oh, speaking of skeptical, I'm like skeptical about stuff that's already actively being skepted. There was
Yeah.
something in these news that I was like double skeptical about. Oh, like,
Some UFO shit. Pentagon UFO shit.
yeah, there's Pentagon UFO stuff. There's stuff coming out about like extraterrestrial materials that supposedly the government's had. And it like looks like it's all official, and still I'm like super doubting it.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So, all right, let's you want to dive into the history of robots
Okay.
that ride on your back and feed you things?
Yes. Behold, I've prepared a segment where I discuss the history of robots that ride on your back. Robots that ride on your back and feed you things. So, about 5-6 years ago, I discovered Mr. Nakamatsu, who is a famous Japanese inventor that has the record for inventing the most things, twice as many inventions as Thomas Edison. And he has, there's a actual cultural thing around the type of inventions he does. There's a thing in Japan called, I think I have here what the tradition is called. But it's like half useless inventions, like silly inventions. Like he invented funnels that are in glasses, so you can put your eye drops into the funnels. This motherboard is mostly. I linked to a motherboard video, and it's not showing a lot of his inventions. It's mostly showing him talking. There's better ones of his inventions, but Great Big Story. Okay, shout out to Great Big Story on YouTube. Around this time I discovered him, I was discovering this concept in Japan of these wacky inventions, and there was a robot that you would wear on your back, and it would feed you oranges. And apparently I hallucinated this or something, because there was a robot that fed you tomatoes. And I rediscovered it, and I thought it was a new thing, and I was like, oh, this has been done before. So I prepared a history of robots that ride on your back and feed you things. But then I was only able to come up with one confirmed robot that rode on your back and fed you anything. So it's a really brief history.
All right, nice.
Yeah. Tomatan, if you want to look it up or you don't have access to the links in our notes on greasyconversation.com, Tomatan is the robot that rides on your back and feeds you things. I've got better pictures, actually. This is their official site we're looking at right now.
Dude, let me just say, he is fucking adorable.
Yeah. I love that he's got a big old open mouth. This robot's really excited about this. Really stoked. And it's just a red robot, rides on your back. Little tomatoes go in your mouth. Bob's your uncle. But I thought this was a Nakamatsu invention, and I highly recommend you check this guy out, Dr. Nakamatsu. He invented the floppy disk, and then he also holds the record for the most inventions.
Yeah, so you definitely used some of this dude's inventions at some point in your life.
Probably not, because all of them besides the floppy disk were in that category of silly ones.
Oh, most of them are that. And the floppy disk was the only useful one?
Yeah. I've got some other examples I can tell you that I'm surprised I don't remember straight up. But whenever you see one of these lists of wacky Japanese inventions...
It would be like those hand clappers that are the two hands. I can't remember how you work, but it'd be like a gun, and you pull the trigger and it claps.
Something like that.
So you don't have to clap. You can just have your gun clap.
So it's called Chindogu.
That's right.
Chindogu is the name. Oh, another example you might have heard of is there's a butter grater. It's like a grater, like a cheese grater for butter. There's a tie that's when you open your jacket, it's actually an umbrella. The eye drop funnels, of course. Rectangular watermelons.
Did he was he the dude that invented the screaming vase or screaming vase?
Yes, I think he did. The vase you scream into.
Yeah.
I was positive that was him. These fans that go on your chopsticks.
Hell yeah.
There's shoes that have little umbrellas above each shoe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Some of these things actually seem kind of useful.
The simple ear explorer, as opposed to those complex ear explorers, explore the faraway land of your own ears.
Dude, is that like periscope technology for your ear? That's
absolutely
super rad.
Yeah, the bubble wrap keychain. It's a bunch of little buttons you click. And
dude, no, you know what? Whoever said these aren't useful is wrong.
Yeah, I'm seeing some value here. There's money on the table with this.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of cameras strapped around this person's head that all click at the same time to give you DIY 360-degree photo time. Book-shaped pillow under this.
Dude, that camera helmet is fucking ridiculous.
That should be an album cover.
That is awesome.
The person looks so serious and intrepid about it too.
Oh man, it's just it's just a bunch of disposable cameras taped into a circular help
I just caught the best part. The best part is that the person then taped all the pictures into a circle and is holding the circle of pictures around their face. So they can just look around in a circle.
Oh my god. Yeah. But what's even better is are they holding the picture and spinning around inside it? Or are they spinning the picture around their head?
Yeah,
they're the person that's spinning themselves around while holding the picture. Guarantee you.
Totally. Yeah, the idea that they would just like, here, hold this for me. I'm going to turn my
spin
head
around,
around.
yeah.
And there's no light. The pictures would all be dark because you're in this circle of pictures.
Well, that's why you need the new 360-degree light helmet for viewing your 360-degree photos.
This is so great. Google Cardboard replaced this. If you haven't done Google
man,
Cardboard.
I'm making one of those. Fuck that. That is
Yeah.
tits, man.
I love this book-shaped pillow because I used to love napping out on a book.
Yeah, are
That's,
you one of
that's
like?
for me.
I'm definitely one of those like side or front layers. So I can't ever lay on my back.
No.
So like that would be for me. Yeah, I need
Sides only for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I snuck on my back last night and I got all sore-throated. Like my wet throat skin turned into dry outside skin.
Oh wow.
It was awful. I had like arm skin inside my throat. It was like an inside out arm in my neck.
Erica, what up? Erica says she has an invention, but she needs to work on it. Hey, you see all these inventions? It can be done.
Yeah.
Right?
Get motivated.
Proof of concept and then a prototype. Even if it's like kind of a crummy prototype, it's a prototype.
This is one that shows up on all these Shindogu lists. Is a little card. It's like a shirt with letters and numbers and a grid on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So if you need someone to scratch your back, you just tell them a letter and a number, and they go to that spot on the grid.
All right. That's, you know what? That's not a terrible idea.
No. If you need your back scratched all the time, that's your shirt.
Like if that just became common knowledge.
Yeah.
Or like the correct grid of quadrants to scratch on your back.
Yes.
That's...
There you go. As like just a cultural standard, that shirt just trains people, and then from then on, you just be like, "Oh, hey, help me out, H3."
Yeah,
Get
it's
me
just a
on that
social thing you
H3.
learn in like middle school, something, you know.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. 4. Take it over to I4. Yeah. Man, there's like human knowledge that you could learn in middle school that's being neglected.
Woo! Also, human battleship.
Human battleship.
Dude, except you punch in that spot. You have to punch someone. You're like hit, boom.
Any excuse for kids to punch each other is going to be valuable.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right.
I think we got all the way to
time.
Benjamin time.
Oh yeah. It's very true.
Yeah, we're gonna throw down some H. John Benjamins over here.
Hey ladies, when it's not raining men, it's always raining tacos at Juan's, Flaming Fajitas, and Cantina during their daily happy hour from 3 to 7. If things get a little too hot from their authentic Flaming Fajitas, you can visit their outdoor dining area and cool down with one or dos Corona Ritas. If you're feeling spicy, be sure to order one of my personal favorites, their fresh tableside guacamole, which goes perfectly with their homemade chips and salsa for 1 or 2.
Visit Juan's Flamin' Fajitas and Cantina on Facebook or in the real world at 9640 West Tropicana. Proud supporter of the Rockin' Comedy Show for 2 years and counting.
Big or small, they do them all. It's Motor Mission, family-owned and operated machine and radiator shop. At Motor Mission, they offer complete radiator rod and repairing, rebuilding, replacements, and manufacturing all in-house. They also provide complete machine shop services including engine rebuilding, valve jobs, surfacing, milling, boring, honing, balancing, thermal cleaning, blasting, hot tanking, broken bolt removal, antique restoration, and much more. If you need a custom radiator with electric fans and a fan shroud built for your custom project, they can do that too. Motor Mission works on anything foreign and domestic for autos, industrials, RVs, heavy equipment, power sports, antiques, marine, racing, street rods, hot rods, stationary gen sets or power units, and large mining equipment. Motor Mission is at 5435 Desert Point Drive. Call 702-649-2366 or visit motormission.com.
Hi, I'm always on the go, and I need the one thing to help me keep moving.
Zip Fizz.
That's right. It's an all-natural energy mix that comes in a tube. I can keep one in my pocket or my purse. So many great flavors such as fruit punch, grape, orange soda, plus no hard crash because there is no sugar, but it is loaded with B12. It's high on electrolytes. I just love it.
ZipFizz.com.
Be
sure to get your mix of music. Listen to us with the RadioVegas.rocks app available at the App Store. And check out our VIP card, interact with us in our chat room, and scheduling of our RadioVegas.rocks shows, plus podcasts. It's all available on RadioVegas.rocks app.
That's right. If you don't have the app, then I recommend getting it, because you can play some RadioVegas.rocks action in the background. And not only that, but get cool deals on stuff like Naked City Pizza, Juan's Flaming Fajita, and Cantina. The list goes on. Our partner food folks make food that we like eating. But now, it's back to Greasy Conversation, the talk show with dank news.
We get into some CIA shit.
CIA shit.
So, I saw this was like apparently going around on Facebook. Someone posted like a tweet, and it was like the CIA declassified astral travel.
Astral travel, right?
Is it astral?
It's definitely astral.
Okay. I always I mix it up every time. I'm like, okay, last time I said it was astral, and someone corrected me to astral. I always forget.
Yeah, that person was not an authority. Now,
I think I just tricked myself that that's the case. It's one of those words I can't.
I know because of the Yes song, Astral Traveler.
Oh, okay.
It's an awesome song by 70s psychedelic prog band Yes.
Hell yeah.
Highly recommend.
Fucking listen to them right now.
Yeah,
after the show.
I'm listening to them right now on these headphones secretly. It's all bleeding into the mic and
right.
Getting copyright strike.
All right, so anyway, the first thing, and it has these links to these documents, right? So the post on Facebook, and it's like, oh, they're not letting you this shit, like this shit went under the radar with all this other, they're trying to hide it, which if it's declassified, they're not trying to fucking hide it anymore. But anyway.
Yeah, by definition of being declassified.
First of all, there were 5 links, right? There were 5 different links that I thought were going to be to 5 different documents. 4 of them were to the same paper.
Oh, great.
All right. So there was one that's called Analysis and Assessment of Gateway Process. And then there's another one about Astral Projection.
And we've got links to these at greasyconversation.com.
Yeah, I did actually read the majority of these documents.
Miss you too, Jan. Anyway, thank you for putting in the work and sleuthing that.
Yeah, so I do recommend, if you're interested in that type stuff, read one. I mean, it is kind of like a government report type document, but it is pretty interesting. The gateway process, they talk about different... The main way is to get into what they call hemisync, where your two hemispheres get in sync, their brainwaves get in sync. And there's different methods to do that. One is like transcendental meditation, hypnosis, listening to certain frequencies in headphones can do that. And then they talk about that the goal of it is to get your body to vibrate in a certain frequency, get your brain waves and your heartbeat to vibrate at a certain frequency that matches an electronic the electronic frequency in the atmosphere of the Earth that goes around the Earth. And that by doing that, you can connect to that, so you can send telepathic messages through this band of energy or remote viewing or whatever. So this paper just kind of goes into all that. But the one on astral projection is kind of interesting because it documents a few different incidences where they have a person in a room and they either ask them to describe a building a few times in the USSR and its surrounding area, and the soldiers are able to do that.
Sick.
And one was given coordinates for an island, like some just random island out in the middle of the ocean that isn't on maps at the time, and they're able to draw it. Yeah. So this is just what it's what the document says, but it's kind of cool. It's interesting. So I'm trying this gateway process shit. That's my next goal.
Synthesizer friends, you can make exact frequencies. Some of you even have subwoofers. Let's see what can happen. Now, this whole resonant frequency of the Earth thing, I feel like that's not that's something that's got some wiggle room in it.
Yeah.
Because lots of things affect the resonant frequency of anything. It's a big object to have things affecting its resonant frequency. So I feel like you can wiggle around on that. Don't forget that divisions of frequencies are always relevant. Like, if you've got something that resonates at a certain frequency, it should likely resonate at half that frequency, double that frequency, 3 times that frequency is a harmonic. So any kind of like a division or multiplication of a thing is relevant. Not only that, but I feel like there's a profound psychological effect with low frequencies that's like a pair of frequencies that are slightly off, so that they beat off of each other. Or and don't forget, you can have low frequency FM meaning frequency modulation, meaning you modulate one frequency with another. An LFO is an example of that. Now, let me slow down. I'm throwing out terms here to sound smart. What I'm talking about is simply the idea that, say you've got a knob and it's a higher frequency if you turn it one way, and a lower frequency if you turn it the other way. It's like your little frequency knob. It's like your tuning knob. Now say you just turn that knob slowly back and forth. You turning it back and forth makes you an LFO, a low frequency oscillator. And that active turning it back and forth is an oscillation. It's just an oscillation of your wrist back and forth. And in that case, your wrist isn't making any sound by swooshing back and forth, oscillating, but it is changing a parameter, in this case pitch. So it's one frequency controlling another. And if you do that patiently on top of a frequency that's like practically the same one, you can change how the two frequencies beat off of each other. It's kind of like when you're tuning a guitar, you hear a pulse. You might not have perceived it before, but next time you tune a thing, that pulse or beat occurs from interference pattern of the two waves. So like, as fancy this terminology is, this is very like elementary stuff to goof around with if you have like a synth, and you can just take down all the effects, rip away everything, patch in just the oscillator and another oscillator, and wiggle with that stuff. I've messed with the Volca bass, is an affordable little real analog synth that I love doing. Stacking the 3 oscillators and having them tuned slightly off of each other for the great kind of bass nectar-y vibe you can have. And how come Bass Nectar doesn't astral project? They had to have done this. Maybe you can't do it with time stretching. Don't time stretch.
So another thing this paper gets into is they do talk about oscillating waves. They talk about theories of consciousness, and this was in like the 70s they were doing this shit, man.
I love theories of consciousness.
And how consciousness relates to the holographic nature of the universe and all this shit, and that there's the way we perceive the universe, and like how matter isn't like matter is actually solid matter is basically an illusion, you know, in a certain sense, like because atoms are mostly empty space, blah blah, all that shit.
For sure.
But
that's
one thing that's interesting is they talk about that there's, and he has some like people like scientists that he references and books and papers that they wrote that he references that I didn't look for, all that. But one interesting thing he was talking about is that the infinite nature of the universe and time, like outside of our perception, but the way like tuning in on these frequencies, and that, you know, basically makes an oscillation of your whatever your internal rhythm or wave is, right?
Yeah.
And that at the peak of these, there's like a certain range at the top where the oscillation is actually at rest for a split second, for just an infinitesimal small, when it changes from traveling up to traveling down. It's at rest, and it's at those points where you can tap in to that infinite nature and then do your hocus pocus Professor X shit.
You know what I like about that? Even if it's entirely baloney,
Yeah.
It uses a real concept that's actually kind of trippy. For example, the power coming out of your walls, 30 times a second, it's nothing.
Right.
Because it switches polarity 60 times a second. Actually, 60 times a second is nothing. But every time it switches polarity, there is a moment when it's at the zero crossing, and it's zero power coming out of that thing.
Yeah. But it's only for like, it's like a flash, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost can be thought of as like an infinitely small period of time, because like it's hard to define a point at which it's not one polarity or the other.
Yeah.
So it's like the amount of time it's at zero kind of depends on the resolution of your measurement.
Yeah, that's true too. Like if you divide it up into like infinitely small pieces, or like as small as you can go, like you're gonna find one point eventually that's like at 0 or as close as you can get.
The closer and closer you cut it, you're still going to see the value on one side or the other until you get to the, like, say you're zooming in on the edge of a piece of paper. A piece of paper has like a flat edge eventually, but like a piece of paper is like a solid object. If you've got like this position isn't any kind of tangible thing. It's just a state.
Yeah.
So it's like the state is never exactly 0. It's always on negative or positive some amount.
It's always, it just like travels through 0, but like doesn't rest on. Yeah, it's weird.
So that's my debunking of that probably.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that concept in general is like theoretically not a thing.
Yeah.
But
or like the idea of like
if,
an actual infinity that we like interact with in any way or can like comprehend.
You know what else I like about that, where that's headed, is it reminds me of the way that oh, is it slipping? Hold on, bring it back. Okay. So I just need to slow down. Like, this idea is like super fun. So the okay, so we were talking about the edge, not
the
real.
Infinite,
yeah.
Well, yeah, the point of 0 between an oscillation.
Oh, accuracy.
Yeah.
So this was the exciting thing that I was getting all wrapped up with that, and is that a lot of new science, like a lot of things that are magic now, that were magic before that are actual science now, just came from getting more and more accurate. So like some things that seem impossible because we've tried them so many times, like for example, making a blue LED. It seemed so impossible to affordably make a blue LED when we had red and yellow and green ones forever. And it turned out it just needed to have the materials it was made out of refined accurately enough. Too much of one material, not enough of another. The engine, the combustion engine, everything in the engine has to be very exact for the combustion to happen exactly the right time, the right amount, over and over and over again repeatedly.
Yeah.
So not only exactingness, but consistently exacting for an engine to work. And the only reason why they're so reliable now is we kept coming up with more and more systems to keep self-calibrating and all towards this exactness. And another example would be, oh, hold on.
What about coastlines?
Oh, like the infinite coastline?
Yeah,
thing?
like the closer you measure, or the more exact you measure a coastline, the longer it's going to be, always.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say wireless charging. Wireless charging is like relatively new, and the tech for it's been around since Tesla. The problem is the two coils have to be very, very similar for the power to go between the coil in the phone and the coil in the charger. So like it becomes an accuracy issue. Even little inconsistencies in the thickness of the wire as you spool it around are going to make it a transfer of power worse. Because when resonating something, the more accurately you match up the frequencies, the stronger the resonance. And all of a sudden you have a power spike that's just dramatically more. It's why lasers work, because you're focusing all the energy in a very tiny pinprick. So it's relatively way more energy than when you spread it out sideways. It's also the same thing between volts and amps. Why you have to measure power as wattage and not volts or amps, because you can think of one as the width and one as the speed. So if you have something wide and slow, that river is has a certain strength. If you have a stream of water that's very narrow and very fast, it can be as strong as a whole wide river.
Yeah.
But punch a hole right through something, but it can, with the same amount of energy.
Damn, son. Yeah,
yeah, resonance and accuracy are like the key to like one of the ways that we advance with science.
Or even just like, now that I think about like physics in general, and like quantum mechanics have always just been problems of like not being able to measure things until we can.
Yeah.
And then like discover shit.
Yeah, the science of the very small.
Yeah. Even like some like large like general relativity and shit was a problem of measurement for a long time.
Yeah, that comes back around to cars. It's like being able to measure things accurately and get consistent, very specific results, even on a large industrial scale, is like what it eventually took. So yeah, like a lot of and crazy things of the future are going to be things we've already heard of that just seemed impossible even after trying them a bunch of times because of finally getting them honed accurately enough.
Yeah, or like we have to wait for the technology to measure that shit to be developed, and it's usually like That's usually like way after the ideas have been brewed up for like, hey, this is probably how this thing works based on all this math and shit, but I can't tell.
Yeah, and then to have an industrial process to get it consistent.
Yeah.
After you've got it to work once in a lab, it's a whole other layer.
Yeah, man. Like for interesting read on that, like read about the whole discovery of like radioactive particles and shit. Like a lot of that was like measurement problems.
For sure.
But it's a pretty cool story.
Oh, I've got one of my favorite stories about radioactive
Lay it on me, dog.
history. So this is a story of using the right tool for the job. You know, when you're trying to do something and someone's like, use a pry, Ethan. Pry with that screwdriver, or like hammer with that nail. You know, when you use the side of the staple gun to hammer and then it breaks the staple gun because it's not for hammering.
Yeah.
So the ultimate example, there was this reckless nuclear scientist, and he had these bricks stacked precariously just far enough that they wouldn't reach critical mass. So they were emanating a tolerable amount of radioactivity that he was measuring, and seeing how stuff he'd put above it would like react or whatever. And then he had this lid propped open, or this brick propped up far apart with the screwdriver on its butt. And he bumps it or something, and the screwdriver falls down, and the two touch, and he can tell immediately that even though he can't see it or feel it very much right away, a reaction has begun that's going to just carry on exponentially and take out the whole facility. So he calmly irradiated past future for survival, for sure. Just gets on the phone and lets everyone know, everyone evacuate right now. There's an emergency in here. We had an accident. Everyone get out of the building. And he like died within minutes.
Damn.
All because of using a screwdriver for the wrong thing.
Holy shit.
Sloppy.
Yeah, that's with like strong radioactivity can like, you'll just die in like, either like in 5 minutes or like 24 hours at least.
You just become Blister.
Yeah. Just, I am Blister Man.
I am only Blister. It's like being bombarded with microscopic fiberglass.
Dude, it's like fucking Dark Man. You ever see Dark Man?
No.
Oh, dude, it's a classic.
Oh.
This dude, like, and it's Liam Neeson too, and it was like 80s, but he, I can't remember, he was involved with some people, but he like falls in this pit, kind of like Joker style, but it disfigures him, and it's like burn, like chemical burns all over his body, and then so he starts making like really realistic masks of all these people that did it to him, so he can like infiltrate their organization and act as them and cause trouble and then get them all dead. But it's a badass movie, man.
Get him dead.
Fucking Dark
I feel
Fan.
like it's one I watched like a
You've
long
probably
time
seen
ago.
it. It's like
don't remember.
early mid 80s or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in the
It's ringing a bell.
He has like the trench coat.
Yeah.
And then he's like wrapped up in bandages with the shades.
Yeah, I definitely remember seeing it, but I don't know if I like watched.
Yeah, So, all right, all that shit. I don't even know.
Yeah, that was that was some fun.
That's some dives, man.
Diviness.
Yeah, all right, so we all love giant scary creatures from the prehistoric age and wish we could have them as pets.
This is great. We're going from like deep, spooky, invisible science to like monster pets, right?
To fucking banana teeth, terror crocodiles.
Wait, with that terror crocodile tease, can I bring up one more thing?
Yeah, go for it.
So baryonic matter is the matter that we know of, and you might know the whole hullabaloo about dark matter and dark energy being most of the matter and energy that accounts for what's going on in the universe, and then only 5% is the quote-unquote baryonic matter, which is what we can interact with, that we perceive everything as being made of. So until recently, this is awesome recent breaking science alert. We could only measure 2.5%, only half of that 5% of baryonic matter, and we didn't know where it was going on in the universe. But more recently, a process was found to like look at a distant object that emits electromagnetic energy and see what it goes through, this like cone of like influence coming off of it, and checking out what that travels through and what slows it down and what bumps into it. And we've discovered these like stringy slime mold connecting like strands of weakly interacting particles or WIMPs. And now you got to double check some of this because this is like the dumb explanation. But confirming these strands in between has helped us find and actually confirm the whole 5% of baryonic matter is actually there by measurement.
Oh, nice.
Instead of just being theoretical.
That's dope.
Yeah, super recent news, science news alert.
Hello. All right, so
the crazy crocodile action.
Yo,
So isn't it true that crocodiles can like just keep growing forever if they...
I don't know if crocodiles, maybe.
Or are these alligators? I mix them up.
No, these are terror crocodiles.
Okay.
They were about 10 meters long.
Terror crocs.
Which
10
is,
meters?
Yeah, which that's about 30 feet.
Yikes.
So, yeah, that's scary as fuck. These things live like...
Teeth the size of bananas.
Yeah, man.
Oh, they chowed down on dinosaurs, so they weren't around recently.
Yeah, no, this was like prehistoric.
I'm relieved.
Yeah, but
Look at the
like,
goofy face on this illustration.
I know, dude, it looks like in those Ren and Stimpy episodes where like Stimpy is different animals.
Yes!
Dude, it's totally that.
It has like the front lips of a cat.
And it's got like the bulb nose like Stimpy had, dude. It's fucking a dead ringer, man.
This is the funniest murder.
Yo, this is like Stimpy dial.
We call it Stimpy.
Dude, now that was a fucking show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. R.I.P.
Oh, man.
That reminds me, I need to finish Silicon Valley. Speaking of Mike Judge, same creator. Right? Or I'm thinking of Beavis and Butthead.
No, he made Beavis and Butthead. Mike Judge did.
Yes, but he didn't make Ren and Stimpy. I'm messing that up.
No, I can't remember who made Ren and Stimpy. Yo, Brian Gibson, what's up?
Whoa. Hey, coming with the text, Brian, holla. Yeah, what even is this show? Hard science and weird animals.
Yeah,
There you
totally.
go.
Occasional synthesizer tips.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of those. Car
Glad you got-
talk, all types of shit, man. Yeah, so terrible. But I think we're always going to, like, discover, terrifying animals until we stop. I want to see, like, the biggest motherfucker that's ever lived in the ocean. That's what I want to know. Because I bet that shit's...
Like what trumps the blue whale?
Scary as fuck, yeah. Because the biggest creature that's ever existed is in the ocean. The blue whale's that now, but I think there had to be some, like, way bigger shit back in the day, man.
Yeah, Squidosaurus.
Dude.
Yeah, we're going to go from, like, high particle physics to, like, Squidosaurus. We got the gambit.
Dude, what if it was like arm squid?
Oh, it's all arms. Just grabbing elbows.
It was arm squid.
Yes. Arm squid.
Oh, man.
Wait, this might be a good opportunity to remind everyone about my mythical creature that I need to, like, bring back some fictional stories about. It's called Sea Cat. Sea Cat is this Christ-like entity. Oh, some of this has got to come back. Maybe it's been a while, but Sea Cat is fish on the bottom, cat on the top. Like a mermaid, but cat. And it's like the most miserable, suffering entity. Because cats hate being wet.
Yeah.
But Sea Cat can only live in the sea.
Yeah.
Or he'll dry up and not be able to breathe for long on the land. So he has to live in a state of constant unbelonging.
Yeah.
Like, neither place does he truly go. He doesn't make sense. And because of that, because of his, like, holy life of suffering, he's the most patient, loving entity. That's, like, the ultimate, like, Christ-like being is Sea Cat. Sea Cat is love.
Dude, I've known you all this time and I've never fucking heard that, dude.
Oh!
That is so great. I
was
love it.
holding out on you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Can't believe you're holding out about Sea Cat, dog.
Sea Cat.
Shit, I could have converted a long time ago. Fuck, man. Sea Cat is love, Sea Cat is life.
Yeah. Sea Cat.
Shit, dude, that's a t-shirt.
All patience.
Fucking t-shirt,
The
man.
most patient entity possible.
Erica says she took her naked cat swimming this morning. Did those
Yeah.
cats like to swim? That's hella cool. I wish, like, my cats would swim, but that ain't never happening.
Yeah, they'd
But my
stink
cats
us.
are also, like, not going to do anything, so.
Yeah, they're independent.
Yeah. Yeah, independently wait for me to feed them. Fuck nuts.
Wet
All right.
cats.
All right, should we do our I think we can do some other Bilbos.
Yeah, teaser. You're going to get some Bilbos, and then you're going to learn about my wrist donut.
From Ball Wash. You put that on after you cleanse yourself and get a nice little fragrance down there, and it lasts all day, and it's absolutely really amazing.
Ooh, yes.
And it smells great, so there you go.
Yeah, heck yeah. Thank you so much. I'm so proud to be coming.
Thank you, Ball Wash, and visit them online at ballwash.com and use coupon code Radio Vegas to get 20% off.
Man, I'm having so much fun.
They have shampoos and they have soap. And
I'm very excited about this. I've always seen this. Like, I wonder how that works or what it smells like.
Well, you should open it and smell it, and you'll get even more excited.
Twist and pull.
He had no trouble at all over here.
Listen, all right, I don't grab things that are lubricated, all right? Give me a break, all right? It smells delicious. No, actually, you can smell it through the can. It actually does smell pretty good. Yeah, it says ocean air and solid cologne.
Ooh, mine is cedar and citrus for those woodsy smells.
I mean, it says ocean and air on mine. Does it say yours is cedar?
Cedar and citrus.
Okay, here, I'll trade you. So you can smell mine. Well, I don't want you to smell it that way, but I mean,
this is nice too.
Yeah, see, and they actually make some really good smell. Dude, nut rub. Tonight, let's put it to the test.
Let's rub some nuts.
Let's rub the cedar and the ocean together. See if we can get a woody ocean.
Let's rub some nuts.
When you need the balls to smell as fresh as the day.
Nut rub.
From Ball Wash. Use coupon code Radio Vegas to get 20% off.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, Medicaid, or have private insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. Managing your diabetes is crucial to your health. The new CGM can automatically and easily help you manage your diabetes more effectively. And by using a CGM, you can eliminate the one thing most people with diabetes dislike the most: finger sticks. Now you can automatically manage your diabetes and end the painful finger sticks. Solara Medical Supplies makes it simple for you to have a new CGM. We'll do all the insurance paperwork for you and deliver the newest in diabetic care technology right to your door. Take charge of your diabetes today with the help of a new continuous glucose monitor. Call now to learn more. 800-571-1651. 800-571-1651.
Hey, it's RadioVegas.rocks. Check out Sin City Lovin' Podcast.
All right, so I'm gonna pull up. Don't look over here. I'm gonna pull up the.
I don't want to look over there.
No, but I want everyone to see your face.
Is it a blue vagina? Is that what you're talking about?
Okay, hold on.
That's disgusting.
I want you to see. I want everyone to watch your face because this is their first time.
Oh my god,
this.
I'm so nervous. So nervous. I'm gonna hide my face.
Don't look yet.
Oh my gosh.
The images.
So
Hold
gross.
on. It's so. Okay, you ready?
No.
Wait, let me get it. Let
Dude,
me zoom
am I
in.
gonna puke? I ate breakfast
You
this
might.
morning.
Hold on, it's pulling up.
I'm
Are you ready?
I was like, no, I'm not giving BJ's.
Are you ready?
No, I'm not
Are you
ready.
ready?
I don't want to look.
You guys ready? You want to watch your face? Okay, gotta look. Do it. Do it. Do it.
I can't.
Do it.
Oh my god. Oh, that is disgusting.
Exactly. Tell me.
Oh. I'm seriously gonna throw up. Oh my god.
Tell me you don't show that in health class and people will stop having dirty sex.
That's Sin City Lovin' Podcast every other Wednesday, 9 a.m. on RadioVegas.rocks. Welcome back. It's Greasy Conversation, the talk show on RadioVegas.rocks. If you were just enjoying those commercials with me, large pores, I think, is how a waffle can resemble. Yeah.
Nice.
Very like a cat's face where the whiskers go in, like big old sockets.
Love it.
Yeah, I think that's what they were talking about. Yeah, Greg was wondering how it gets like waffle like.
Yeah,
like
I've never heard
waffle,
blue waffle before.
The waffle comparison part.
And now I regret more of my life than I did 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, we're teaching you so you don't have to learn.
So all right, where we go? What we
We're talking about my donut. My fashion donut.
Yeah.
It's extremely lucky. It's extremely lucky fashion. Let me show you guys how it's supposed to be worn. It's a very versatile document. It's a hold on, slow down. It's a versatile clothing garment. I don't know what it's called. I spent hours Googling this item to try to figure out what the heck it is or how you would search for it or how I would get another one or something to happen to this one. But maybe it's the only one in the world. But for the radio people listening, it's a fabric donut, like the mini donuts that you get at AM/PM.
Yeah,
or
that's exactly, yeah.
7-Eleven, but it's like cream corn colored, and it's glued. Yes, in a sewn object. There's glue involved in this high quality object to this headband, the same color. And I don't know what you call it. Like I googled donut headband, Taurus headband, butthole headband, all these things it looks like, and I found nothing.
You say butthole or anus?
Both.
Oh, well, all right.
Yeah. Anal headband was totally different. So how did I get it? I order electronics online a lot. Little boards, little chips. So I don't know if something I missed, forgot, or didn't come. But I'm pretty sure all my chips came and someone just sent this to me by accident. The bag said electronics on it. So I've got all these questions. I'm wondering what factory or warehouse has both chips and circuit boards and resistors and stuff that also has these, and how they could mix that up. Or if someone like switcherooed, they're like, oh, I need this reverb chip. I'll put this in there, and they won't know the difference. They'll be stoked. They'll be totally thinking they ordered this butthole headband.
Almost the same thing.
Yeah. So, did we have any other questions about it? I feel like there's like a whole
where can
ongoing.
I find them?
Yeah, where can we find it? What is this? If you could help us. Here's some more details. There's like styrofoam pellets in the donut part, like you would find in a beanbag chair.
Yep.
It's glued badly. Like there was some stray glue. Like it's not very well constructed. It's like
I think someone like made that at the place that they were putting your chips in the box and then threw it in there just to fuck with you.
Yeah, what if they're like, when this product gets to America, it's gonna jumpstart my business if I can. Like, when you take your mixtape and like stash it in the supermarket.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
Yeah, Fred Durst is gonna buy Cheerios and get my mixtape. That's how Puddle of Mud got discovered. Look it up.
Really? No, they didn't. They were totally contrived studio people, right?
Yes, Puddle of Mud was one guy that gave his mixtape to a security guard to give to Fred Durst.
Oh,
and
wow.
Fred Durst was so enamored that he grabbed that dude and had him put together a studio band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, there's nothing like wrong with doing an album with studio musicians at all.
No, but there's a lot wrong with Puddle of Mud.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. All right. Where we going? What we got? Where we going? What we got? All right. How about that Boeing 747s still use floppy disks for critical software updates?
That's right. If you want to update your 747?
747.
Frankly, it's spectacular that you can use a floppy disk to update something that's
still right.
Fuselage was invented. Like a lot of these planes flying, like the actual construction of the metal tube that you're flying in was like late 60s, early 70s.
Mm.
And it's like a ship of Theseus where they just keep replacing chunks of the hull that get extra strain on them. New engines, a lot of these are on their third engines.
Yeah.
It's a trip. So yeah, like, wow, that floppy disk update was probably an upgrade. Before that,
that's fucking scary, dude.
Yeah, you guys know what you do before floppy disks? You have to swap out a EEPROM chip. Those these chips that you would flash using ultraviolet light, and you'd pop
what if
those
they
in
had like a stack of what were the original like big actual floppy disks? I can't remember what were those called.
Oh,
I can't remember
5
those.
1/4.
Yeah, 5 1/4.
Right? Yeah.
But you had to have like a stack of them. How much did those hold? Like, was it even like megabytes? I can't remember. It's so fucking long ago.
I know it's 1.44 for the biggest floppy disks got.
Yeah, so it had to be like some
2.5
kilobytes or something. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's definitely in the hundreds of kilobytes. So, remember installing Windows 3.1 was like a stack of floppies taller than wide just to get Windows on there? I remember I thought my grandma was so pimp for having a hard drive. I was like, it's sick.
Funny.
You don't have to put a disk in every time to run games.
Did your family ever have like, well, I'm sure your family, because your parents were
you have a techie grandparents even on both sides are really techie.
But I remember my family bought like an Apple G2, I think. So one of the old ass Apples with like the green dot matrix screen.
Yeah, the 2E.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apple II. Yeah, the Apple II. The 2E was like just one with more memory, I think. Yeah, you had the monochrome one. There was a color Apple II.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can swap out the cards and stuff. That was special. We didn't have an Apple. We were like more indie than that. We had a couple Commodore 64s.
Yeah.
We Commodored
I
it.
kind of wish like I would have got into that as a kid, but I didn't know nothing about it.
Yeah, my grandma would pass computers down the family as they'd get too old for her because she's like into gadgets on my mom's side. And then my dad's side was probably, can't confirm it for sure, probably the first blind computer programmer.
Oh, really?
Was my grandpa. He programmed the computer on the University of Michigan. It was a UNIVAC, one of those big room-sized UNIVACs. To this day, I have spare parts from it, and a lot of the stuff I build has,
oh, really?
Yeah, reclaimed UNIVAC wire in it.
Didn't you say like someone worked on the ENIAC?
Oh no, that was UNIVAC was like a commercial ENIAC.
Yeah, because ENIAC was like the second. Was it ENIAC and then Maniac, or vice versa?
Yeah, if I'm remembering right, ENIAC was first, and it was a one-off.
Yeah.
Whereas UNIVAC was mass-produced.
But there was another one. There was a second one.
Oh,
in between that, yeah.
Oh yeah. IBM had a competitor not long after the UNIVAC, because IBM was making tabulation machines and didn't think that a full-on computer was something they could sell until the UNIVAC came on the scene and predicted an election.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they advertised it as an electronic brain, and they sponsored the television production of the election.
Oh,
so
wow.
they're like, so they were like ad placemented into the production. And it was epic. They're like, let's check the electronic brain for the results it predicts, and it predicted someone would win that wasn't the popular candidate, and that candidate won.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then there was tons of businesses looking to upgrade from an IBM tabulation machine to a full-on thinking electronic brain, and IBM was like scrambling.
Like, ENIAC was developed to like help with the atom bomb, right?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure ENIAC was a specialty machine. That was just a predecessor.
But it was like
to
the root of all that stuff. It was like the first version of before they made UNIVAC and shit. That's a cool story, like cool history story is just the Manhattan Project and like how they developed the computers and shit.
Yeah, and people think it started with vacuum tubes, but the first electronic machines like that were actually relays. A bunch of mechanical relays clicking and clackering.
That's right. And they had to like hand write, or they had to like hand create the like punch cards for like the programming.
Yeah, that was a popular way to program UNIVACs, was with punch cards. And in fact, my grandma met my... Oh, you know what? No, it was actually my mom had a gig feeding punch cards.
Oh, no shit.
Which is crazy.
Awesome.
This is someone born in 59 that's like not even all the way a boomer. Like kind of in between boomer and Gen X would be my mom. And like she was, for some company, had a gig feeding punch cards. So punch cards, yeah, it's like holes that make electrical connections. And it's something that we've like, I've held one as a kid that she had like left over. And it's just like a Scantron, but with holes.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that people are going to be weirded out that we like interacted with. Like, are you scribbling in bubbles on a Scantron like a caveman? Christ. Yeah, meanwhile, kids are like poking at iPads now, probably.
Yeah. I doubt it, not with like school budgets, man. I mean, some schools, yeah, but
for sure.
Most, no.
Yeah, and then you give the kid an iPad and they go to study at home and like their iPad's all virused up from their older brother, loaded up with porns. They can't do their homework with it anymore. It's sad.
Yeah. Just keep that shit at school. Anyway. And so back to like this Boeing floppy thing real quick. It's kind of scary too, because what was that, like last year or like 2 years ago, Boeing had all those planes that went down because some software update. Is that what it was?
Well, what it was is the engine was moved further to fit a larger, more efficient engine without redesigning the plane and having to have pilots recertify.
But there was like some other function that was added that had to do with like leveling the plane or something. Exactly.
So in order for the plane to fly similar to how it always did, even with this different weight distribution, there was a software level that was put in to compensate. And it was its own little thing. And that software to make the plane act more like when its engines were further back had too much authority. So when it decided based on one sensor, so everything that decides that can like everything's redundant on these airplanes. So there's more than one sensor that can tell how the plane is tipped. But through like lazy rushing it through, people not double checking well enough, this software only checked one sensor. So when that sensor was faulty, it would think that the plane was going down and pull the yoke up and pull the plane up. And then there was a second mistake, and that's that this had too much authority. So when it decided it was time to pull the plane up, even if the plane was already going up and stalling because of the sensor being wrong, the pilot couldn't push it back down and compensate because the pilot had less authority than this faulty software layer. Not only that, but they baked it in so deep that they couldn't just issue an update. They had to ground these planes for months.
Yeah.
I think they might still be grounded. I think there was a wash.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah. And 2 different planes crashed, killing all on board.
Yeah.
They just weren't American planes, so it wasn't as big a news over here.
Yeah, right. America's like, eh.
Yeah, even though America had some close calls with this jet that weren't public.
Yeah.
Where there was a little note because they weren't. There was a third mistake in that they didn't make how to deal with this more public. So these 2 planes that went down, they didn't know how to disable or even what part of the plane was causing this, what system was.
Yeah, that was the
over.
thing. Like the training of the pilots, like wasn't even close.
I think it was called NCAS. So if you look up Boeing, NCAS, PCAS, something CAS, and that system, they could turn it off and recover. And there's several near misses where that happened.
I wonder if like once we had some close calls in America, that's when they were like, okay, you got to ground them. Yeah, it's serious now, guys.
It should have been before that first crash because there was already close calls reported before the first crash. So it's disgusting. Of all the things that are done in air travel to make it safe, it takes layers of mistakes to do this, and all those layers were present.
Yeah,
so it's
and
very shameful of Boeing.
And how many like layers of people that had to decide like I'm not
just shrug.
Yeah. And like that's the thing I always have like would point out for the idea of like government regulations on companies.
Yeah.
Like they always happen because of stuff like this. It wasn't like someone was sitting around and it's like, oh, I better make sure companies can't dump chemicals into the lake.
Yeah.
That feeds into the soil that makes people fucking sick.
Yeah.
No, they waited until like that happened, and then there was like a 20-year lawsuit, and like hundreds of people died, and it fucked up people for their whole life. And they're like, oh wait, we finally proved it. All right, companies can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Like
it's the free market taken too far.
Yeah.
It's like there's all this, positivity in having a free market and letting the cream rise to the top, and like people decide the value of things. And I love it, but there's a limit. And so when people start dying because of negligent entities that can't have an individual, diffusion of responsibility.
Yeah.
If it's not any one entity's like issue, like the whole company can just share the blame, and it's not as big a deal. And that's gross. That's why things need a certain amount of regulation. We can't.
I mean, it's practically like why LLCs were developed in the first place anyway.
Yeah.
So
to avoid regulation and
and diffusion of response, so that there's no one to blame when bad shit happens.
For sure.
So, or you just fire the CEO and get a new one. It's like everything's good now.
Yeah. No person became bankrupt.
Yeah.
It's this entity. We'll just call it something else next time.
Yeah. It happens. It's disgusting. Anyway. All right. Before we get into that, start ranting about other shit. All right. And then I got this one for you, Oz, but I didn't really get it because I don't understand this shit because I'm a dummy. But Chemist created the brightest ever fluorescent light.
Oh no! I was gonna look into this one and I didn't.
I did check it, and it seems like the way they spaced out this new material they're using was able to like. I guess
fluorescent lights. It's a phosphor, and in fact, in color LEDs, white LEDs also, it's not red, green, and blue LEDs mixed together like in a screen. It's UV LEDs. It's just like an extreme evolution of the blue LED shining onto phosphor like you'd find in a fluorescent light. So that's apparently they've been held back in their brightness due to the fact they don't mix well together when being transformed into solid materials. And they undergo a thing called quenching to get them solid. And so apparently they've been able to mix a colored dye with a clear solution called Cyanostar. A star-shaped macrocycle molecule. Macrocycle, don't know what that means, but there's a quenching effect in there that helps prevent it. So.
Got it. I would say so. Like
wow, it's beautiful though.
By keeping the material like in a somewhat liquid adjacent state. That's cool. Yeah, it does look pretty rad. The shapes are cool too. Those are little like psychedelic cubes, man.
Yeah, it looks like brain coral or something.
Or they're like mandel bulbs.
Wow. Yeah, the colorful shapes they used for this is like so magical. It's hard to even think about the science. It would be pretty rad to
just have like tons of these around your house, man.
Yeah. This is like it's like a mathematical foam they used as the shape for this.
Yeah.
Wow. And then look at this attached article too about bioluminescent mushroom genes. Hell yeah.
Yeah. They've been doing that with like fish or like sea creatures that have bioluminescence. They've been using for how to make some shit glow in the dark. I can't like plant leaves and shit.
Brightest glow-in-the-dark plants yet. It's the future. Glow plants all over the yard.
Dude,
see where I'm going.
How much radder would it be if, like, inside your house or your place, you didn't have lamps and shit? You had just tall-ass plants in the corner that were bright as fuck, dude.
That's such a cool future.
That's where I want to be in the future.
Glow nightlight plants.
Dude, man, you just so many plants in your house. Fuck yeah.
I love
Let's do it.
Small points of light and indirect light. Little hidden glowy things. Woo.
Better. And then like pretty soon plants will be talking.
Oh yeah.
I'll have a whole lot of new friends.
That's the future of Alexa, is just talking plants.
Yeah, I've finally been getting it more in the habit of yelling at my phone.
Oh yeah, you using Siri?
Yep, finally. Like 10 years after she's been around.
I pretty much only use it to text you that I'm on the way.
Yeah.
So anything else is like, I'll use a traffic light or something. But it's so quick just to be like, yay.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Then also we have some, picked up by NASA spacecraft, the Martian sky was seen pulsing in ultraviolet light.
Wow.
And the reason for this, I read it, and then it was in my brain with all the other like CIA shit, so it kind of got moved out.
We have the most wondrous, like, magical science stuff this episode.
Yeah.
It's just like
totally
spellbinding.
So this, what I vaguely remember reading, you might want to read this article if you're interested, but it was like just from different gases like higher up in the atmosphere being pushed down that mix with other types of gases that cause this type of color to go off.
Greasy Conversation, greasyconversation.com. Just click on this episode, and there's a link to our Google Docs live news document.
Yeah, so, but I'm sure there's some photos. It looks like a weird green.
Oh, yeah.
With light.
It looks like a 90s early 3D video game.
Yeah.
It's like squares
exactly
to
what
it.
Looks like.
Yeah. Space Rogue. You guys play Space Rogue? Holler if you played Space Rogue.
What system was that on?
That was a old PC game.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of like a Sierra game, but more knockoffy.
Oh, yeah.
But you could fly a spaceship and like land and trade with people. Revolutionary.
I used to play some like Nintendo game where you had your little ship, you had to fly around, and then your little astronaut dude got out. But I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, help us. I rented that one, and it was awesome. Yeah. Help us.
Dude, that was my
find it.
jam, but it was hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Well, as a kid. And then, like, if I ever get nostalgic and, like, look back on games I used to love or watch, like, speedruns of those games.
That's fun.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, man, I used to have so much trouble with this game as a kid, and these people are, like, killing it. And then I'll, like, get the game on Steam or something, like, or an emulator, and I'm like, nope, I still suck. I just suck. That's all there is to it.
You know what my favorite was for that was the Sierra games that they're like kind of role-playing games where you move the character with the keyboard, but you can type stuff too and click on stuff with the mouse. They're Indiana Jones games that were really awesome like that, but the King's Quest series was so sick. So You Want to Be a Hero was the second one. I actually played that one, but seeing the whole King's Quest trilogy, people play through it, so sick. I think Game Grumps did a playthrough.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. Highly recommend.
Hell yeah, get that.
Yeah, the Game Grumps one is really funny.
Yeah.
Leisure Suit Larry too.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, I put a note in here because I caught a YouTube ad because I still get those because I'm a fucking troll.
Yeah, I got YouTube Red over here. YouTube
So
Premium.
I saw an ad for a new Leisure Suit Larry game, dog.
Finally.
Leisure Suit Larry, Wet Dreams Dry Twice. Yo. I'm on it. I'm already playing it. I actually played it was one on like PlayStation.
Yeah, there's
like
a
early
newer
2000s.
one.
Yeah.
That's
It's kind of funny. Like, there's the situations where you like go on the dates with the chicks and you have to like maneuver sperm through like this obstacle course that's like coming at you like a side scroller. And you have to do that to make sure he says like slick stuff, you know, and like gets laid. It's just hilarious. This little sperm is like, what game is like fucking.
Yeah, it's like a mini game and it determines how well you converse.
Yeah, and how, like, just pick up chicks. It's hilarious, man. They're terrible games, really, but
so
new
funny.
Leisure Suit Larry.
They're like aware of themselves. That's why it's so great.
Yeah, it's like over the top. It's supposed to be like that. Like, well, in that one, it's like the kid. It was the original Leisure Suits Larry's like nephew.
Yeah,
I think in that
that's
one.
That's right. Yeah.
So he had to like carry on the legacy.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Oh, I forgot about that. That's so good.
Dude, those games are so silly.
So silly. There's a space one too. You know.
What? Like a space Leisure Suit Larry?
Yeah, same engine as the old Leisure Suit Larry because it's the Sierra engine, so it's the same engine as King's Quest. And darn if I can remember, but there was like a space King's Quest that was sick too. Explore planets and stuff.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it. Yeah, you can't miss it with that description I just gave you.
All right. Where are we going to next? Oh, this one was a trip, man.
Oh, okay. With that excitement, let's teaser it in. Behold.
Yeah, man, this one was like pretty far out and sciencey. But it basically says the force of nothingness has been used to manipulate objects.
Yeah, this is what got me in that string of what I was saying before about that, all the other baryonic matter getting discovered. This talks about,
the attractive force that arises between two surfaces in a vacuum, also known as the Casimir force.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's like things will be drawn to each other when there's extra nothing between them.
Yeah. Which is weird. So it's like actually a force that propels them instead of actually nothingness.
Yeah, and it's mostly seems to be applicable in this in like a tweezer kind of way, like just
like
holding something in position. Yeah.
Not like moving buildings and shit. It reminded me of like the dude from The Incredibles.
Yeah.
The 0 point energy. And then I also thought, what if that movie was called The Incredibles instead? And it was about glasses of milk trying to not turn into cheese.
Incredibles.
I just love stupid twists on movie titles like that. They make it so dumb. Like, yeah.
Incorrigibles.
Yeah, Incorrigibles. When everyone's special, everyone's special. All right. Next, real quick, before our last Bilbo,
our last Baggins moment.
Yep. So Disney has officially ended the 20th Century Fox brand. One of the most storied names, recognizable logos.
Yeah,
no more entertainment.
No more 20th Century Fox anymore, you guys. But it's not entirely gone. They just got rid of 2 of the words. So now it's just 20th. Just 20th. Just entertainment.
No, isn't it 20th television?
Yeah, it's 20th something. Hold on. Let me actually look at my actual craziness here. But yeah, since Disney owns it, they're over Fox.
Wow.
No more Fox.
Which seems weird.
Or Century.
It just seems like such a strong like brand that's not really that's only associated with movies and like TV, I feel, or like fiction shows, you know.
And it is
not
a
like
strong
news.
brand. It is kind of like one of those end of the era things, but they could also set it up to bring it back too.
Yeah, that's true.
And it kind of revitalizes it, referencing it with a new name, but changing it. So it's just 20th television.
Yeah, which is weird. Like that just doesn't
And it seems like it's entirely a television brand now.
But just like 20th what television?
I know.
That's what's tripping me out,
We were
man.
talking about this being the 20th century, or the last one was. So, you know.
They had 21st TV. Come on, man. Y'all can do better.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
I'm left feeling disappointed.
Oh, yeah. Big time, man. Whoever, that's like some shit comes out and you're like, all right, who's naming this shit? Because y'all fired.
Totally.
Like when Jack in the Box or some, they have those mini croissant donuts. And I'm like, why the fuck did y'all not say croissantuts?
Yeah, it's...
Where? Like, am I crazy?
Croissantuts. It's on the table.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
It's like super easy. Why aren't you there? Like,
I
whoever your marketing dude is, fucking get him out of there.
I like croissants. I like donuts. I'm not going to remember there was a combo without a delicious word like croissantuts.
Yeah. Fuck wants to say croissant donut.
Croissants.
Whoever wants to say croissant anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Croissant.
Too good to say croissant. You kidding me?
Yeah, by the time I'm halfway through the word, I don't even want one anymore. Yeah, I'm really feeling like a croissant. Never mind.
Croissant.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Croissant, dude.
Yeah, the word croissant just ruins breads for me.
It does.
Ugh. I gotta get that taste out of my mouth.
All right, Billy.
Gosh, what's with this ad?
Billy Niels Bohr.
Oh, it's Billy Niels Bohr time?
Listen up. The soap you shower with, you probably haven't even questioned what bar soap you lather up with. Let's face it, most guys don't. They're still using whatever bar their mommy bought for her little man. Is that what you want? To smell like mama's little man? Ugh. But now you can upgrade your shower game with Dr. Squatch Natural Soap.
To subscribe to Dr. Squatch, visit RadioVegas.rocks and click on the banner.
Or don't, and continue to be mommy's little helper. Dr. Squatch Natural Soap. Real soap for real men.
There's nothing wrong with helping your mom. It's okay to be mommy's helper. But get some dope soap anyway. Link at the RadioVegas.rocks website.
You guys love tacos?
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Okay, right? Yeah.
Love tacos.
That's my spirit animal.
I don't care what gender you are or, we love tacos, right?
Sexually identify as a taco.
Yes! Whatever, man. But, since we all love tacos, we all need to know about Pinche's Tacos. And do you know where it's at? It's 9205 West Russell Road. It's an awesome place for lunch, dinner, or both. Here at RadioVegas.rocks, we love this place so much that if you mention us and order a blood orange margarita, they will give you a free gringo taco. What? Free gringo taco? Yes, that's right. That's what I said. And you know what else? It's like, okay, you're like, well, I don't really feel like driving over there. They have 2 locations, bruh. 2 fucking locations. But you need to get in on this deal. You must visit the Russell location. I mean, yeah, that's where you gotta go for the free gringo tacos. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? If you're just like, I don't have gas for that, but I have money for tacos, just go to the other one. But yeah, Pinche's Tacos, because who else doesn't love tacos, man?
Who else doesn't love tacos, man?
Who else doesn't love tacos, man?
So we're back, right? I declared. I just cut in there.
Sure, yeah.
I just decided.
We're back now.
So officially, this is Greasy Conversation, spelled the right way.com. I need to buy that URL now. Greasy Conversation, spelled the right way.com.
Then I found, dude, every time I see one, I gotta pull one of these up because they're fucking great. UFO sighting. Ancient alien temple found in NASA Mars rover photos, claims UFO hunter. Of course he did. Because they always do. And it always turns out to be a fucking rock.
Or a collection of rocks.
Yeah, or some rocks like that fell on top of each other. Like, rocks can fucking do that. Rocks can look like things sometimes. And in fact, our brains are prone to making things that don't look like things seem like things.
Totally.
So, unless it's talking, there ain't no face on Mars. Unless there's aliens coming out on Sunday, it ain't no alien temple church thing. All right? It's just fucking rocks, dude.
Secret doorway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it has like those lines in it that stuff has when it's part of the earth.
Yeah, when the wind has like eroded it for millions of years. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
like,
never happened on Earth. There's no rocks like that on Earth.
The layers, it's got the layer lines.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Who could paint these perfectly straight lines and these layers of rock?
Yeah. Aliens.
Wait, this is kind of a weird contrast to the article I pulled up by accident. That's like the one I was talking about at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
That I'm like really, when you ever have a Pomeranian dog and you make a noise it hadn't heard before and its head's all cocked to the side? That's how I'm feeling about this article. And it's Popular Mechanics. Popular Mechanics, they're generally not very weird, but they have this article, Pentagon has off-world vehicles not made on this earth. The bombshell, the government's once clandestine UFO program will reveal findings on unexplained materials and crashes. There's an update. Just last month, we've updated this story to include official comments provided by the Pentagon to Popular Mechanics, as well as clarification of Senator Harry Reid's original comments. And with that update, I'm not sure what that says about this exclusive investigation. Oh, no, wait. Where it says our exclusive investigation is actually an ad embedded in this document. So this might not be that exclusive. Woo, so everyone's interested in learning from it, but I'm still not seeing something that's for sure this. Just hey, we're really telling you about this thing we don't really have any evidence of.
Yeah.
That's how it feels to me. But, I'm also just kind of set in my ways as far as thinking the government only had baloney, fakey ass UFOs.
Yeah, because here's I just found Harry Reid's original statements.
Okay.
Because he hasn't been a senator here for many, many years. But he told the Times that he believes that crashes of objects of unknown origin may have occurred, and that retrieved materials should be studied. After looking into this, I came to the conclusion that there were reports, some were substantive, some not so substantive, that there were actual materials that the government and the private sector had in their possession. So no, for sure, like a lot of these things.
What drives me nuts is if anyone, supposedly private or public, has anything that's an exotic material in their possession, why can't any independent scientist do any measurement on it? Even something as simple as the composition analysis, the spectrography. Why can't we spectrograph any of this shit? It's simple. It's non-destructive. You put it in a box and shine light on it, see what lights doesn't come back, and you know what it's made of. Why can't we even do that? It's so lame. That's why I get all mad about this.
I know the reason, and I will explain it for money.
Yeah.
I actually don't. No, it's money.
Serious.
It's the allure of cornering the market share.
Yeah, you can't milk this stuff if you let someone just spectrograph it all willy-nilly.
Right. Erica says cronuts are bomb. That's even a better name. I think that's what...
Cronuts!
Yeah, I thought a long time ago, and then now I'm croissonuts, because I still want to be a little French.
Cronuts. See, I'll take a cronut. I'll take a donut. But croissant is that word. It's moist. Just leave that sitting there.
Yeah.
Croissant. Oh, baby, let me see your croissant. This is a really unsexy word, I guess.
Get some croissants over here.
I like a chick with some croissants.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, that's a fine sports car. It's got all the croissants.
Right.
Nothing's exciting there.
I love it. Yeah. That's what that word should mean.
Yeah. $6 million home, full-size backyard croissant. It's not exciting. Yeah.
And then there's literally just the walls are just painted croissants. Floor, there's croissants everywhere. This is all wrapped in croissant vinyl, the whole interior.
Everything's beige and there's flakes everywhere.
So as you can see, the carpet's full of croissant flakes.
Well, yeah, wall-to-wall croissant carpeting. You have to wipe your feet when you go out of here into your car.
Oh my God. Fucking love it.
Oh man, check out, you wouldn't believe, for our 10th anniversary, that's a big anniversary, I got her nothing but the best 24 karat croissant.
Fuck, man, you almost killed me, dude.
Oh, you guys, I just discovered something. This is totally unrelated, but we've had this mixer for years, and this is a special thing. I'm going to move the camera for this. No one's ever peeled the protective plastic off this little screen. Check this out. We're going to get intimate. Hold on. This is worth it.
I have a feeling shit's going to be falling all over the place anytime now.
Okay. Wait, I've got to get... Oh, I'm out of cable.
No.
Okay, check this out. Oh, my headphones unplugged doing this. Okay. So, wait for it. Video people, you be getting sick now. So this little screen here with a little 2 on it that's for the reverb. Oh, it's not the same if you can't see it. I'm peeling it. It's happening live. You guys are going to get to see the peel. That's the best thing. You ever get a new electronics thing and like you think the screen's all messed up? Oh, here's the best story of this. So I had this teacher in elementary school and she brought me these 2 watches and she's like, the screens are all messed up and I don't know what to do. And in front of her, I peeled this right off. Here, I'm doing it. Get ready. This is the sound of it peeling. Oh, brand new. Nice. I should have put the mic up against it. Yeah, now we have this mixer that just one rectangle of it looks brand sparkling new.
It's finally peeled.
So anyway, this teacher, I did this in front of her, and she gave me like all the behavior bucks. So they had these things called behavior bucks.
Yeah.
At the elementary school. Oh no, I just hit an F key and it did something. Yeah, man, I got a free toy at like every assembly from then on.
Yeah, just for peeling shit?
Yeah, for fixing her watches.
Oh.
Repairing them.
Repairing them, and that's all you did? That's hilarious.
Imagine not knowing that, though, and you like bump your wrist on the corner of a counter, and you're like, oh no, the front of it's ruined. And it just peels off like cheese that's brand new,
Yeah.
like it's never been.
Oh, man.
That'd be the best. Or you drop your phone, it's shattered, and you just peel the shattered off, and it's nice. I guess that is a thing with screen protectors.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, man, if you're not living that screen protector life, that's the kind of boring adult things that I'm all psyched about.
Right.
Screen protectors, you guys.
Yeah, man.
You children don't understand.
Save yourself some fucking money.
Running around with your croissants.
Just dropping your croissants all over the place.
Crumb snatchers.
All right. Now we got. So.
Whoa, did I just put the camera back in exactly the same spot? Look at this. This is the same scene. I'm winning,
It looks
you guys.
pretty close, yeah.
I'm having a day.
So.
Nothing but success over here.
Generally, a problem in astronomy of like looking at old galaxies is that it's generally believed like early galaxies are real messy and just kind of giant clouds of like dust and stuff forming eventually massive stars and all this shit, you know?
Yeah, they're just like gross, lumpy croissants of galaxies.
Yeah. And they're just really like
flaking around and stuff.
Yeah, very non-conformist. All right, they haven't like been beaten into submission yet.
No, free spirits.
But so some astronomers have found a galaxy similar to the Milky Way that's 12 billion light years away, which means that they're actually looking at this galaxy from about when the universe was 1.4 billion years old, which is like a third
of the way.
A third of its way, approximately.
I love it.
Yeah, close enough, you know.
Yeah.
But no, that's right. Yeah, 4.5. Yeah, that's right.
It's around a third.
Or no. I'm thinking of our planet. The galaxy is like 13.5.
This picture. Why is there a picture of the ring? Is this the Eye of Sauron? What is
You better believe it.
There's no flaming circle in the. Maybe it's high resolution. What is this scary? Is this what the galaxy that this particular galaxy looks like? Because it looks like, like you become invisible when you put it on. There's got.
I mean, it might be like light from the galaxy, but anything that far away, it's gonna be like.
Yeah.
And just like reading all the, different light measurements and electromagnetic, all different that shit. Checking the lensing because that's really fucking far away.
So this collection of photos is just called Wonders of the Universe. It's not entirely likely that any of them are actually
it's not
related.
all about that.
I'm just looking at weird crap in the universe and being confused. So sorry. What the heck even is this? It's like a bloody pool with a glowing thing floating.
I think that's
in
off
it.
of like, it looks like a Jupiter.
I thought so too, but it's got this zit thing on it. So, and look, these are black holes. I recognize them anywhere.
Yeah.
A accretion disk. Hey, holla if you like yourself a nice accretion disk.
Yeah, so this could be, since it looks a lot like the Milky Way, they're calling it the Mirror Galaxy. So
and
of course,
it's from the early universe.
yeah. Yeah, it's like really far away, really far in the past. Light's just reaching us, so.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yet it was as evolved as our
It
universe
looks,
back then.
it's looking similar to the Milky Way, which is surprising because all the galaxies we've seen from around that time thus far, like big clouds of space dust and massive stars and like, you know, maybe some gas homies and shit, you know?
I have two takeaways from what we're learning about these. I love that you said gas homies. I can't just leave that hanging out. There could be this mirror universe that was more evolved and more towards a more final shape, like less young, even then, like a grandpappy universe. And perhaps there's life there that's further along too. Maybe it's like legit had a head start and it's an evolution. But also maybe it's one of those time going around in a circle things, and it's a late universe showing up where all the early universes was because of being all near like a loop point. Because we talked about in a previous episode the increasing evidence that the whole universe might be
Well, like cyclical?
Exactly.
Like expand, contract, expand, contract?
Yeah, either cyclical in time, or if you go far enough out, you get back to
Curves
where
back on itself.
Yeah,
That
so it
weird
might be starting to curve back on like
Euclidean
a,
geometry. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's another prediction I have with that data.
Could
that
be.
could be like
Yeah.
a really
We don't actually know.
old universe, so old it circled back around to Youngtown.
That would be a trip that we couldn't tell the difference, that it's actually like simultaneously in shit.
Yeah.
In the future and the past. Fuck.
Like some of my clothes choices get really dated.
Hello.
But I stick to them, and then I tell you, corduroy's coming back. Look out.
It's coming back. That shit never left, dog.
Hell no. Corduroy forever.
Hell yeah. Corduroy. So,
There's reissue Jenkos. Get them.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm just waiting. Trust me. I got my kangaroos and mammoths just waiting in that closet bin, waiting for it to come back. Rocking them shits.
Yeah, nice. I love, you know, when you put your head in the lap of a lover, and it's just to wake up looking like a McRib. The lines on your face.
I love it. Then real quick, this is just a personal thing from me. Fucking Dune hype train.
Dune
Fucking
hype.
Dune movie. If anyone's looking for good sci-fi series to get into as far as books go, fucking Dune. It's the best one, hands down. No debate, actually.
Yeah, help this be a success as an enterprise so that we can get all the sequels that
Yeah,
should
but
be.
there's this cool article talking about
This
if
color.
if it could be like, it might be the right time for this type of sci-fi, like just how Lord of the Rings was. Like it could be like that type of sci-fi flick, which is hopeful. I mean, it's that epic of a story. It's really awesome. And it's not like super hard sci-fi.
It's more fantasy-ish, and it's kind of like darker too.
It goes
right?
like so far in the future where like people have decided that like artificial intelligence is super scary, so they don't use like any type of computers. They'll use technology some, but it's not like, you know,
it's not essential.
No, and there's a lot more like primitive society type shit, political intrigue, all types of shit. It's badass though.
Yeah, without it being that second new Star Wars that was just all space committees.
But he gets in deep. He'll do like, I mean, theory of like ecology and religions and like how religions persist through just fucking culture, even over like a span of 10,000 years and shit. Like it's really interesting.
Awesome.
But the whole series is dope. But
I love casual sci-fi where like things are marvelous and wonderful, but everyone's just desensitized to it. Robert Heinlein is like the best at that. And I think it'd be great to, in the wake of this, have some Heinlein stories too, where just like the craziness is just taken for granted. Like a door just dilates, and they're just like, yeah, the door dilated.
yeah, Dune's like that. Like this is the society you're in, and like that's how it is. And like, I mean, they do explain some of the stuff, but there's cool shit. There's like a weird secret society of like women who spend so much time dialing in their physical and mental body that they're basically they're considered like psychic, but they can just read people so well that it's almost like mind reading. But there's all kinds of cool
legit.
shit.
That's how good cold readers do it today. Like the best psychics just read what's already in your head coming out. It's already sneaking out.
But he's just got so many cool ideas, and hopefully the movie is like fucking badass. Because the other one, was not that good, but it was the 80s, man. I mean, it's like an epic sci-fi flick, and it's like the 80s.
Yeah.
It went through like multiple directors and producers, and finally David Lynch got on it, and he came in way too late and couldn't fix it.
Cursed.
Yeah.
Plus, who brings David Lynch in to fix something?
Yeah. Dude, no. Yeah.
I love David Lynch and all, but I wouldn't have him like make something make more sense.
That's gonna be a big budget like studio sci-fi flick, you know?
Yeah, it's like asking Kubrick, like, let's make sure 2001 people can understand the plot without reading the book.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, wink.
Yeah, the first Dune movie is just like, man, it's a huge epic story and scope, and like trying to do it in the 80s and then just like come on after it's like more than halfway done. You ain't doing shit to that movie.
No, it was cursed.
Yeah, it really was. So it's not that great.
Yeah, it cursed the whole, like, that universe for a minute.
Yeah, but books are legit. Read them.
Happy
Do
it's
it.
coming back. I love this color scheme. It's
I
like
tell
red
you.
and purple.
I declare, read Dune. Or audiobooks if you're into that. Whatever.
Yeah, we should get ahead of that before it's out so we can be those read it before it came out people. Although I thought it was kind of fun. I did Jurassic Park seeing the movies and then reading the books. I thought it was kind of fun in that order.
Yeah, I think, like, depending on how the movie is, like, I'm not one of those people that think you need to, like, read books before you see movies and shit. I don't think it matters that much, honestly.
I like to read the script of every movie I see before I see the movie. Imagine that. That'd be the worst life.
I want, like, a legitimate script that, like, I read the director's copy of the script, right? Right. I get that shit off eBay, dog. All right.
I want to critique the editor.
Yeah, I'm still, like, there's movies I still haven't seen because I can't get the scripts. I'm gonna go see a movie without reading the script. Fucking nuts, man.
Oh, hey, quick one. Did you hear that the final blockbuster is an Airbnb now?
Yeah.
So you can, like, sleep out in it? I think that's actually your news.
And I say, great. That is
so cool.
An awesome use of the last blockbuster.
Oh, crap. We have to show people the reverse waterfalls.
Oh, yeah,
This is insane. So, see if there's another one that's on the dank that we... While I bring up this. Reverse waterfalls, I can't even describe it. It's something you got to go take a look at.
Yeah, so what it is, it's...
Wind blows the waterfall up,
Yeah, so it's this really, like, wide, thin waterfall. It's not like one of these massive, rushing, like, thick waterfalls that would, like, crush you if you're at the bottom of it. It's just this really wide waterfall that goes kind of a long ways around the cliff face, so it's thin. And then the wind is just, like, so strong, it's blowing it back up over instead of falling down. So it's, like, just misting the waterfall, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit of a negative Nancy on this one. That's not a reverse. That's
it looks pretty misty, but say in this particular footage, filmed near Sydney in August of 2020, so much mist blows upwards that it genuinely looks like the whole waterfall's going up there.
Yeah, I mean, it's technically a reverse waterfall. I wasn't actually impressed after I saw it, but, you know.
I was mind blown.
I'm not impressed by hardly anything, so.
It looks so big in, like, so much water that to imagine seeing that blow over you.
Yeah, that's
Some
true.
of it goes down, but most of it would, like, fly over you so epically. It would just take your whole field of vision.
Yeah, I guess it depends how wide that is, actually, because you can't really, I mean.
This is a dramatically tall cliff, too, though.
Yeah.
Like, this goes so far down to the ocean that to see something go upwards like that is extra wacky. So, what else?
And then how about...
It looks like it's upside down.
Oh, last one. Hold on. Last one.
Dwarf Planet Ceres. I just have to mention this. There's a whole series of lazy bird nests to look at. There's a whole lane. You can just look at different lazy bird nests. We might even look at that again next week. But
I'll probably pull some of these for next week. Like the series one we'll pull.
Yeah, Dwarf Planet Ceres. That's a dwarf planet like Pluto that has water and is like a considerably good candidate to pollinate, live on. Yeah. Oh, and you can amplify light with compressed air. So there's new hollow fiber optics that with the light traveling through the air in the tube, it can travel further and even get amplified by compressing the air inside the tube, weirdly enough, for fiber optics.
And then this one I wanted to get on. Scientists turn bricks into electricity storage devices.
Real bricks.
Yeah. So briefly, what they like process these bricks a certain way. I read it's like a chemical process.
Yeah.
And it fills the pores inside the brick the porous space with like a conductive like plastic type material?
It's kind of like a dielectric in a capacitor. So they actually function more like a supercapacitor than a battery. Because the big difference is batteries, you can pull the flow, the circuitry. Hold on, slow down. You can pull the electricity off of them slowly. Whereas a capacitor tends to want to give you all the power in one big burst.
Gotcha. Okay.
And these are more like that. But you can still pull the power out slowly. It just takes treating them differently as far as the circuit.
I was just imagining, like, what if this was the technology in the 80s for, like, the first gen cell phones? And then, like, this was your charger? Like, just people are like, oh, man, I got to make a call. Do you have a charger? And they just, like, plop a brick on the table.
You guys, I killed, I swear, 40 minutes trying to figure out how to word adding this headline to the promo document. Like, when I did the promo with the promo image, I wanted this headline on there. And we have, like, got, like, extra headlines on there. And I still, like... It's like, how do I... Because there's so many things that you call a brick, like colloquially. Like, oh, the power supply is a brick. This battery is a brick.
Yeah, this type of cell phone's a brick.
Yeah. Do you have a charging brick? The laptops have the big charging doodles. Like, they call it a brick, too. And so, like, so many things are already called a brick. That was like, how do I even describe this?
Actual brick.
Yeah, real brick. A real one.
I love it. Yeah. So that's cool.
It looks like it's made of that cheese you sprinkle on popcorn. Like the coating to make the dielectric it looks literally cheesy.
Yeah, so fear not, pretty soon you'll be able to carry around bricks to recharge your phones too.
I love that that's where you take it. Like, instead of the brick as a building supply and you make your house and your house can be made out of its own batteries.
Yeah.
You're like, oh no, I'm going to carry one around.
Just because, like, I just love, like, just ridiculous technology that's, like, so stupid.
Yeah.
And, like, inefficient. Just for laughs.
But it's like better somehow.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Out of Nerdist too. Nerdist.
Or someone's like, check out my new portable charger, and you're like, that's not a charger. This is a charger.
This goose.
This a Crocodile Dundee. That shit.
That dude charges.
Right.
Look at him. He charges.
Just like double fisting them.
I want a man that charges.
Got brick charging holsters.
Does your boy charge?
Do a brick quick draw.
Quick draw. Brick draw.
I fucking love it. That's it. Get the fuck out of here. Go home.
That's the cake on the ice.
That's it. We're done.
Alas, let us send you off. Stay tuned to RadioVegas.rocks. If you're not already there, stick around. I mean, go there. If you're there, stick around. Get there. RadioVegas.rocks. Next up is the grungy faucet with good old Kevin. Enjoy yourself there. All right, cold close. Oh, such a cold close. Closing it up. Turn